Yeah, that's Penny. To understand Penny, you first need to meet Grumpy. Grumpy was a rig that we built as our first big build, and it became my off-roader as Kenneth got his JK. And we went places. We did Dirt and Drive 2018. We impressed so much that not only did we hide within all the Wranglers, but we made it into Motor Trend magazine with a write-up. You ever wondered why I'm a little slow coming off of obstacles in Penny? This is probably the source of it. I'm wheeling a very delicate, although built, KJ, and so I had to take care of it. I was nervous, and when you learn on something like this, well, going slow is how you stay safe. This is actually EJS in 2008, the next year. Last videos were 2017. And this is the video that caused Kenneth to start thinking that maybe he better get me something a little bit bigger. Because at this point, I have a broken steering rack. You watch the front tire here flop. This is on 7 Mile rim. Yeah, there it is. And Kenneth is thinking that if she wants to start doing some of these bigger obstacles, I'm going to have to give her something that she won't break quite as easily. And here's the brake on the rack and pinion. And after some time at home, here's the re-engineered bit so I could go out and do the trails again. And do them I did. So this is both Hell's Revenge. We're showing the tip-over challenge on the left and the car wash hot tub on the right. On the tip-over challenge, it's looking like that's when I had the air leak to the ARB front locker. That was fixed after this run. I think it got really serious in Kenneth's mind that when I got to top of the world, and then coming off top of the world, I started getting into pickles like this. He really was deciding I needed a different vehicle to wheel, or I was going to crash Grumpy for sure. And here's what he found. A Pennsylvania TJ that had been relocated to Colorado and was for sale for a rock bottom price for reasons that weren't quite as obvious as we see here. This was my anniversary present in 2018, and it came wrapped with the words, "You can build it any way you want." Boy, look what I've done with those words. I had my first lift on it, a 4-inch generic. I had some new tires on it. I was ready to go. Ready to flop it. I wasn't used to this shorter wheelbase. Grumpy's wheelbase is much longer, and I flopped it over. Oops. I got one more upgrade in and realized after putting these JK wheels on with a different offset, that I needed to make a plan to build the rig I could build and build it within my budget and address a lot of Penny's current issues. She's a Pennsylvania Jeep. Lots of rust. So much rust that before I could actually go do the run that I flopped her on, Kenneth had to weld bars up to hold the seat because look, you can see the holes in the tub. So a different tub was secured and we started dismantling her in prep for a complete repaint. We sent the combination of the new tub, some new parts, and some of her old parts off to the sandblaster to make sure that we had indeed got the rust under control. So as I put in some sweat equity working on the frame with the needle scaler and a bunch of other tools, Kenneth was setting up the garage for me so that I could have a paint booth. You can't see the air quotes here. And I studied Kevin Tate's videos and asked Eastwood a bunch of questions and basically learned how to paint my first car and did it all myself. And I'm somewhat proud of it. I now know more, and I was very elated with it when it first came out of the booth, but now, okay, I know what I did wrong on this one, and I know I can do other paint jobs much better. By the way, don't do this. The amount of fumes that was sucked into the HVAC system of the house almost made the house unlivable for 3 days. So while I was in finishing up the paint work, Kenneth was out finishing up the framework, and we eventually coated the frame with Eastwood's Rust Encapsulator Platinum. That's what gave it the silver color. We needed to let that frame coating harden and set because I was finishing up the Raptor liner interior, and we knew that it was only a matter of time before we could bring the tub out and reassembly could begin in earnest. And while the boys got started on reassembly, I went through round 2 so that we could get the parts that didn't fit in the shop also painted. Even Penny's fender penny was part of phase 1. I had it made out of aluminum by a local shop, painted it the body color, highlighted it myself, and it looks great mounted and is still untouched today. There's another step that I am proud to say I did almost by myself. Kenneth couldn't bear to watch the cutting of the hood for the Highline fenders, so he helped me assemble tools and lift it on and off for the many test fittings, but all of the actual cuts were done by me. Although he did install the bleepin' Jeep hood pins. First road test was to my office's parking garage as I took her to work one day, and then down to Ram Off-Road Park in Colorado Springs, where I also got this really cool picture. And with phase 1 complete, it's time to take my little girl on the trail. Well, bigger, definitely. Already, just on 35s and with the stock wheelbase, it was already far more capable than Grumpy was, and it allowed me to expand my skills. I took an advanced driving course for off-road driving, made a few changes here and there, but I also began to plan where I wanted to go from here, the bigger trails that I wanted to do. I wanted her to focus on 8s and up. And so I knew she was going to need some more phases, and that's why you have seen phase 3 and 4 on our channel. Phase 2 I might talk about in a future video, but it was really quite minor. It was really just prepping for phase 3.